Hello everyone, it's Bank Holiday Monday here in jolly old England, and this is Rose and Carter doing the JRB. We've had snow in some parts of the country, but it's fucking red hot sunshine here.
What's that? Oh, it stopped now. There was a weird noise going on your end.
No, there's nothing now.
It stopped now. It sounded like a fucking train going by or something. But like, I could barely hear you. But then as soon as I asked what it was, it stopped. It must have heard me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so have you had snow? Or anyone you know had snow?
They said, like, I didn't get up till like 7. Apparently it was before I got up, but I opened the curtains this morning after like reading about it, and I think I seen a few flakes in the air, but no, I didn't see much.
It's been fucking roasting here all day. There's been like no cloud in the sky, like, but yet Nottingham and that fucking far away, you had snow. Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking glorious here. And it's Bank Holiday Monday, and you can't go to the pub on a Bank Holiday Monday because of the fucking lockdown, and it's fucking roasting.
Yeah.
You know, like normally on a Bank Holiday Monday when it's pissing down. Mad, isn't it? Anyhow, road up. Today, singles day, Bully Boy's pick, and he's chosen Brian Adams. Now, when you said Brian Adams, as in Crush, it's not the fact I wasn't a Brian Adams / Crush fan. He's just not somebody that I really. He was one of them that was just all right. He was just. I couldn't dislike him, but yet I was never like a major league fan. But after watching these 4 matches, like thinking about, I used to watch him when I was younger, you know, and I've not really watched him since because he's not someone I've chosen to watch. But these are banging. I really enjoyed these 4.
Yeah, I did as well. I didn't come across a match I didn't like. My last match was a bit. The ending was a bit fucked, but apart from that, yeah, it was really enjoyable.
Quite a different approach to his wrestling career as well. Brian Keith Adams, born April the 14th, 64. Died when he was just 43. That's fucking mad, isn't it? When you think 43 years old is no age at all.
That noise is back. Hey up. It stopped again. It's fucking weird. I don't know if it'll be on the recording, like on the filming, but it's like a fucking like a gust, like wind. You know, like when you're fucking driving the car and like windows. That's what it sounds like. It's stopped now. It's fucking weird. I don't know. Can't you hear it now?
Sure, it's not in your head.
I don't know. Might be a few too many headshots. I don't know, but
yeah. So 43 when he died. It's fucking such a young age. Born in Hawaii, but trained in Japan. Trained by Fujinami and Antonio Inoki. Tatsumi Fujinami and Antonio Inoki. So, you know, quite a big, you know, like it's not like going to some fucking little wrestling school or something like that. He went full bollocks and went to Japan and learned there. Debuted in '86 in New Japan. So again, a fucking hell of a start, you know. New Japan don't fuck about with fucking, you know, high school gyms, do they? So he was there for a year, and then his work visa ran out, so then he had to come home. So he came back and went to Portland. Between 87 and 88. He did do a New Japan tour for a couple of weeks during that period under a mask with the Masked Soldier. And then in 88 and 89, still in Portland, but for someone else, for Billy Jack Haynes' promotion, the Oregon Wrestling Federation. He also did Memphis, where he tagged with Mike Miller. He did a WCW TV job against Sting and Lex Luger in 89. And also All Japan, which would have been quite controversial because the All Japan, New Japan was the equivalent to WWF and WCW, isn't it, really? It's like going to the other promotion. But he went there and tagged with Mike Miller. 89-90 back to Pacific Northwest in Portland. 89 still whilst wrestling for Pacific Northwest. He did a dark match against Barry Horowitz in the WWF. And then in 1990, in comes Crush, the demolition third man, sort of under the Freebird rule, but in reality it was just kind of replacing Axe, who was on the way out, wasn't he? '91, after Demolition split, he went back to Portland, but kept the Crush gimmick. So he wrestled in Pacific Northwest as Crush. In '92, he went back to the WWF as the Hawaiian Kona Crush. I guess the intention would have always been to have him back, but, you know, you can't just change your gimmick overnight, so they sent him away and fucking back he came with something else. It seems to me like there was always like a year or two of something, nothing stuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, he did bits and bobs in Japan, always backwards and forwards, Portland, the Demolition Crush for best part of a year, back to Portland again, the Hawaiian Crush for a year, then 93 to 95 when he joined Fuji and did the sort of martial artist type Crush with Yokozuna. Then 96 to 97 was sort of the faction era, wasn't it? You know, he was in the Nation of Domination and the DOA.
Yeah.
You know, all that over a year. And then 98, 99, he was in the NWO in WCW. 99 to 2001 in WCW, we did the Kiss Demon thing where he looked like the dude from Kiss.
Yeah.
And, you know, Adam Bomb in Chronic, which is named Brian Clark. I've written Adam Bomb here, but Brian Clark. He was there until the end of WCW. And then in 2001, made a very brief WCW appearance. WWF appearance as Chronic against The Undertaker and Kane. I put on pay-per-view, but I haven't put which one, but I think it was like Unforgiven or something, wasn't it? And then they sent him to Heartland Wrestling Association, like the developmental, Les Thatcher's place, which by all accounts he was really pissed off about, but still got a job, that's the way I see it. He did little bits and bobs, World Wrestling All-Stars, All Japan and Wrestle 1, and had a brief boxing career in 2002. Don't know how well that went.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Championships-wise, it was primarily tag teams, All Japan, Oregon Wrestling Federation, Pacific Northwest, WCW and WWF Tag Team Champions. 2 times Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion. Now, the PWI rankings, he was 35 in the top 500 in 93. 35 is pretty fucking high, isn't it? 289 in 2003. And 59 in the top 100 tag teams of all time. I'm guessing that would be with Chronic. You know, because Demolition would have been higher, wouldn't they? Now the Observer, now our very good friend Dave Mouser from the Observer, voted there was 3 things that he won in the Observer over the years. One is the worst match of 2001 against The Undertaker and Kane.
Yeah.
Worst feud of the year in 97 versus Los Pericos. And twice in 2000 and 2001, he won the worst tag team of the year, which I think is a bit fucking harsh, really.
Yeah.
The feud with the Los Pericos, that was a bit fucking ropey. I've not seen the match with The Undertaker and Kane, admittedly, so I can't judge that.
I'd have seen it back then. I do remember it, but I don't remember how it went. But I do remember everyone saying it was awful and everything like that. But I don't know why. Like, I don't know what happened or what went wrong. I don't know. Because I remember watching it at the time, but I don't remember. I was a lot younger and I don't remember anything sticking out as to like why it was shit. But I'd have to go back and watch it, to be honest.
You think of some of the shithead tag teams that must have been around in 2000 and 2001 in WCW, and they got the worst tag team, Chronic. I think that's a bit fucking harsh myself, but who knows what the competition was. Right, so we watched 4 matches apiece. Like I said, I proper love mine. I had 4 different promotions. Where did you start, mate?
I started in Billy Jack Haynes' promotion. So my first one was 13th of January 1990. This must have just been before he went to WWF, or not long before anyway.
So, what was it, the Oregon Wrestling Federation?
I'd assume so, yeah.
My first one's from there. I've seen their TVs, you know, and I quite enjoyed them. There were some good names on. Fucking Ken Patera was on them. Nails, before he was Nails. Billy Jack Haynes. Fred Tugboat. JT Southern, that used to be in WCW, was the guitar dude. Bit like Van Hammer, that kind of gimmick. You know, some good people on it. Very good talent. Right, who was he on with?
He's actually on with Billy Jack Haynes.
Okay.
So what year is your first one?
My first one's 88.
So my first one's 90. So do you want to do yours first, or?
Right, so May the 21st, 1988, Oregon Wrestling Federation.
Right.
On the YouTube, it says versus Marcus Laurinaitis.
Okay.
Who we've watched before on that new. He's been on some Florida stuff we've watched, and also New Zealand. He was on that. The Terminator.
All right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's Animal and John Laurinaitis' younger brother. But it says Marcus Laurinaitis on the fucking YouTube. So I watched it because I imagined him to be like maybe before he was the Terminator or something, but he's still called the fucking Terminator on the video. It's just obviously put on by one of them marks that likes to use the real names. So anyway, I wrote up the Terminator. Coco Samoa, who was a wrestler himself, is a guest referee. Right off the start. Oh, the other thing that I found out that I didn't actually know, to be fair, not from this, but I watched a little documentary thing last night. There was a tag team in WCW called the Wrecking Crew, like fucking Pound Shop Road Warriors, like fucking stocky, short Mohican types. One of them was Al Green, who was in the tag team with Kevin Nash when he first came in.
Right.
I can't remember, Master Blasters, weren't it? And the other was the Terminator, this Marcus Laurinaitis. I didn't know that until last night then. Yeah, it was just one of them, you know, it comes up on YouTube, things you might like to watch, kind of gimmick. Just popped up on that. So yeah, Terminator swings right from the start at Brian Adams. Adams ducks, atomic drop, bosh. Fucking big drop kick for a man that was, I mean, he was huge back then. This is like just a couple of years into his wrestling life. Big drop kick, 2 arm drags. Brian Adams holds the arm, lays the knees in. Brian's whipped, you know, from the arm bar, like. Terminator does 2 tackles. Brian Adams don't go fucking nowhere. Brian Adams tries another tackle, sidestep, fucking goes to throw him over the ropes, but Terminator turns around, giving it all the bullshit. Adams pulls himself back in and fucking drop kicks him out the ring. Right, now, this is like an 8-minute video, right? Drop kicks fucking Terminator out the ring. The referee, Coco Samoa, doing this like it's the momentum that has sent him over the top rope. Not a disqualification. And then the fucking bell rings and the MC says that the commission have overruled the referee and the Terminator wins. I'm like 3 minutes into my match, like an 8-minute video. I was like, fuck, is that it? And then there's promos anyway to tie the things together. Now, it's a real fucking, the commission overrules the fucking referee. What the fuck's that all about? So did Coco Samoa just fuck up the finish and not disqualify him or what? I don't know. Anyhow, the promo and fucking Brian Adams, you know, not hit the big time yet, right? But a really good promo, saying he's never heard anything like it in his life. The Terminator jumped over the top rope, really, you know, it could have been the momentum, but he jumped. And next time, fucking no disqualification match. And then there was a promo with the Terminator, which was equally as fucking good, right? So no matter how big Brian Adams is, he's madder, yada yada, fucking, you know, good promos. But a really fucking short match, like, was like, fuck. But good, really good. Fucking hell of a move for Brian Adams for someone so fucking big. Very enjoyable. But so fucking, it was like, seconds into the match, they'd done fuck all, and then that couldn't have been the actual finish, surely, before, I don't know. It was very short, anyhow. But fun, but good. Right, 1990.
Yeah, 1990. Yeah. Yeah, so this one's January 13th, 1990. Portland wrestling against Billy Jack Haynes. So they start with footage. So he started in what, 86, didn't he say? Yeah, so it'd been like 4 years in or something. They go to footage first with Brian Adams with a full Nelson on Beetlejuice.
Bar.
Eh?
Bar.
Right. And Billy Jack runs down to break it up. Then the grappler gets Beetlejuice. So the grappler's battering Beetlejuice. Brian Adams has got the full Nelson on Billy Jack Haynes now. And then the Southern Rockers run down. And there's a big schmoz and it all goes off to fucking just, I think they're setting up an angle of some kind because obviously the match is the singles against Billy Jack. Then they go to a promo with Billy Jack. And then, well, the promo is just before the match. So Billy Jack's in the ring cutting a promo. Brian Adams comes down and then they go straight into it. So fucking Billy Jack's wearing his t-shirt at the start for some reason because he's in fucking great shape still. They start with like chopping each other, just a fucking chop off at the start. Then Adams takes over. Billy gets whipped into the corner. Billy gets whipped into the corner, squashes fucking the ref, who's Sandy Barr, straight away, literally within the first fucking few seconds. Adams starts heat. Now, this is weird to me because they've done a ref bump in the first fucking, like, literally the first 20 seconds of the match. And, but that ref bump don't mean anything because they're wrestling away, doing shit. Then the ref just gets up and carries on. So it's like, so yeah, to me, it was just, it was bizarre. Like, it just.
An odd way to get heat, wasn't it?
Eh?
It was an odd way to just start the heat.
Yeah, because the ref bumping didn't mean anything. It didn't like lead to anything. He just lay there and got back up. So there we go. Billy reverses a whip. Adams out the court. Yeah, so Billy reverses the whip into the corner. Adams comes out the corner. Big clothesline by Billy. Takes the t-shirt off. Then Billy's in control. Billy misses a big elbow drop. Then Adams takes over, hits a big suplex. It's very back and forth there. There's not so much heat and shit like that. It's literally fucking Adams is in control, Billy's in control, that kind of thing. Big suplex by Adams. Adams tries the full Nelson, but Billy throws him over his shoulder like a fucking hip toss type thing. Now Billy's in control. Billy hits a backbreaker. Billy goes for the full Nelson now. But the same thing just happens where Adams throws him over the shoulder like a hip toss. So it's real back and forth. Billy's in control and hits a really good knee lift. Adams switches the whip and then a back elbow onto Billy and he takes control again. Fucking Brian Adams hits a beautiful super kick. Fucking boom. Then puts him in a front face lock. So Adams is working him on a front face lock. Billy fights back. Billy fights back but gets whipped off. Then Adams just hits him with a big line. Boom, back in control. Brian Adams. Billy fights back again. Really nice drop kick. And then Adams hits an atomic drop out of nowhere. Then Adams is giving him more heat. And then like one of my matches not long ago where the fucking footage like stops. That's where it gets to. But it's a different situation because it was legitimately like TV time remaining. So it wasn't like the video just stopped and there's no explanation. They did say that we're running out of like TV time to like bring you the rest of the match. So it got to the point there where Adams is giving him more heat than the video stops. But it was fucking really enjoyable what I seen. It was all back and forth. And it was like with the promo and everything beforehand, it was all about fucking an angle or something, building up to something, you know. So, but it was really good. It was really good, you know. But yeah, that was that.
Happy days. My next stop is the WWF. 1991, a Demolition Crush versus a Rocker Shawn Michaels. This was fabulous. Very good. It starts with my favourite ring announcer, Mike McGurk. Beautiful woman. Mr. Fuji, of course, for Crush. Sean Mooney and Lord Alfred Hayes on the commentary. Danny Davis, the referee. And Shawn Michaels accompanied to the ring by Marty Jannetty. Right from the start, Crush with a knee to Shawn Michaels. Bosh. Big fucking back club. Headbutt. Corner whip. Shawn Michaels moves. Crush hits the corner. Shawn Michaels attempts a monkey flip. Crush turns him round. This was right good, this. Crush turns him round, so he sort of sat on the top, in the middle buckle sort of thing. I sat on the top. Leaps over the top. Super kicks fucking Crush. Bosh. 2 tackles, sort of just stagger, you know, the bigger Crush. 3rd flying tackle. Crush bumps, gets a 2 out of it. The kick out, though, sends him out the ring. Obviously, the big, powerful Crush and the lighter weight Shawn Michaels. So he's out the ring now. Crush goes out after him. A little bit on the floor. Back in the ring. Big fuck off. Oh, this is fucking brilliant. So Crush is press slamming him, right? And then literally out of fucking nowhere, Shawn Michaels turns that bad boy into like a head scissors takeover gimmick.
Yeah.
Never seen fuck all like that. Then a drop toe hold from Shawn Michaels. Face lock by Shawn Michaels. Up. There's little bits and bobs in between. Shawn Michaels ducks Crush's line. Then there's like a fucking tilt the world backbreaker by Crush that is quick as fuck, like fucking boom, have some of that. Then a torture rack from Crush, where he's got Shawn on the shoulders and then drops. That was very cool. Big long bear hug from Crush. Shawn Michaels bites to get out that bad boy, but Crush soon cuts him off. Big posting from Crush, like twice. There's 2 of them bad boys, and Shawn Michaels bumps like he'd been shot off them bad boys. A leg scissors like round the body from Crush. A long time, like, but it's well worked, and fucking Shawn Michaels dies, and it's really good.
What year was this? Did you say?
91.
No,
just as 91. But it's fucking brilliant match. Shawn Michaels somehow kind of rolls out of this body scissors up to the head, and he sort of bites the head again. But Crush bites him back to cut that situation off. Backbreaker by Crush. Crush now goes up to the top rope. That's always going to be a fucking mistake, isn't it? Misses the knee drop. Boom. Both are down now. Shawn Michaels fucking fires up then. Kicks Crush's legs. Boom, boom. Trying to fucking, you know, chop down the tree. He's staggering around on his bad leg. Shawn Michaels dives behind the knee. Fucking big bump from Crush. Up gets Fuji at this point. The referee's with Fuji. Crush picks up Shawn Michaels. Whilst the ref's with Fuji, up goes Marty, drop kick Shawn Michaels back, fucking down goes Crush for the pin, and we've got a Shawn Michaels win. Fucking fabulous that was. Marvellous. Very good.
that sound good.
76 I'm outside.
Right. My next one is from 1992, Superstars, and it's against Kato.
Kato. Regular on the JOB show.
Yeah. Like the title of the video was Crush versus Jobber Kato.
They do that with a lot, don't they? Fucking idiots.
Yeah. Fucking yeah. So whoever posted the video is a bit of a twat, to be honest, for calling it that. But you know, there we go. So they tie up. Kato takes the head straight away, gets shot off, then a big tackle by Crush. This would have been early into Crush's Hawaiian gimmick then, because this was 92. You know, so I don't know what month. It just says 92. So yeah,
SummerSlam 92, wasn't he?
you are.
He was at SummerSlam 92 because he was on the Repo Man, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like what, August?
Yeah.
So, you know, he arrived at least by then.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, Crush knocks him down with a tackle, tie up, and then Kato goes to the eyes. Kato puts him in a front face lock, but Crush just like throws him off. So we're showing like the big strong man type gimmick. Tie up, they get to the ropes. Crush blocks a couple of punches, but then takes a knee to the gut. Couple of chops by Kato, but Crush is like not even flinching, just fucking, fuck that. Then Crush switches a whip, backbreaker from the whip, then a military like slam on him, but like literally doing fucking press ups in the air with him. And then drops him down, whips him off, big tilt-a-whirl backbreaker this time, and then he basically finishes him there and then. He lifts him up like kind of like a spine buster, like in a bear hug, but just like slams him down to the mat, so he takes a big back bump. And that's it. That was the fucking simple.
So before the head crush came along,
Yeah. Real simple, very good match though. But then the end confused me a bit after the match because Kato's obviously heel. Crush fucking like raises his hand like as a fucking. I'm thinking like Kato might turn on him or give him a cheap shot, but he didn't. He literally just lifted him up his hand and got like an applause, like from the crowd type thing, which really confused me because they weren't going.
When Crush was meant to be like everybody's friend, like and fucking the gimmick being that he's such a nice geezer that he. I mean, I might have just made that up. I might have just dreamt that.
What's that? Sorry.
Like that when they first brought Crush in, because I remember the vignettes for the Hawaiian Crush and that, and I remember thinking it's not Demolition Crush because it's just another dude with the same name. Because he didn't have any face paint, had blonde hair, totally different. Fucking, he's smiling. Can't be the same geezer, right? This is I was 13 or whatever, 11 or 13. And then there was something that he was just, the gimmick was just being a nice geezer. You know what I mean? That was the thing.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit because nobody wants nice. Let's be fair.
You are.
Which is bullshit because nobody wants nice.
They don't, do they? To be fair, they don't want to fucking. I tried to be nice once. It didn't fucking work.
No. I was moved out of the building. Right, so next up, 31st of July 94. On the video it says challenge. On the commentary they say All American. So it could be from anywhere. This is fucking brilliant. Like, I didn't know quite what to expect from this because, I'd seen some fast moving wrestling in the first two from Crush, right? From Brian Adams. And I thought there ain't going to be none of that fucker in this. Yokozuna and Crush versus Mabel and Typhoon.
All right.
There's a lot of fucking beef in there, isn't there, right? The commentary for this, and I fucking love these dudes when they did the commentary on TV in like 94. Ted DiBiase and Stan Lane. What a fucking brilliant combination they were. Like, often overlooked as a good fucking commentary team, but I thought they were fabulous together. Oscar is doing the rap on the way to the ring with Mabel. There's a jump start. They knock Mabel off the apron and start battering Typhoon. Typhoon ducks a line, comes back with a double line on Yoko and Crush, and then they powder. Mabel gets back in, gets the shit going. It's Yoko and Typhoon that start off officially. Yoko to the eyes and a chop, a whip and a big tackle. One of them fucking, ooh, big man, fucking nobody moves anywhere tackle. Another one staggers Yoko a little bit. The third one, Yoko takes the bump. Sort of Yoko ass bumps over to the corner where he fucking stops it all out. Mabel in then and Crush is in then, change your teams round. Crush takes the head. Off the ropes goes Crush. Bear in mind, I mean, they're putting fucking Crush over big time here. Because Mabel was a fucking beast of a human, wasn't he?
It was one, yeah.
Typhoon and Yoko, clashing. Because there's some beef there. But surely Mabel and Crush are slightly a lot different on that scale. But anyhow, rode up, head, off the ropes goes Crush, tackle, so Crush is tackling Mabel, and there's no selling at all whatsoever. They do another fucker, Crush dives, Mabel catches, big slam. A leg drop from Mabel. Yoko grabs, right, Mabel hits the ropes and Yoko just kind of grabs him to distract Mabel. He's like, what the fuck's going on here? And then Crush with a super kick, pow, and the heat's on Crush then. This is fucking good and all, like that I didn't expect. Crush fucking flat out just atomic drops Mabel. Who the fuck atomic drops Mabel? But, you know, it was lovely. Yoko misses a corner splash later on and gets squidged in the corner. Yoko tags Crush in. Crush attempts the slam. Now, after all that, he's tackled and no-sold nothing. Atomic dropped him, and now he's attempting a slam, but he can't get that fucker. Attempt. And Mabel, small packages, fucking Crush. That's Mabel, small packaging Crush. I love this match, really good. Then Crush is bumping Mabel around like he's fucking Taka Michinoku, is what I've written here. He's fucking bowing him all over the place. A great martial arts kick. Like he had Mabel's arm, kind of stepped over the arm and sort of like hooked him in the chest. It was fucking really good. Crush up to the top. We know from experience this isn't going to go well. Same deal again, misses the knee drop. We have the two tags then, Typhoon in, Yoko in. Typhoon's firing up, bish, bash, bosh. Lines Yoko, slams Crush. All four are in opposite corners. There's the whip. Crush goes into Yoko. Crush takes the bump. Yoko's in the middle. Typhoon's just about to fucking get hold of Yoko. Mabel's all happy with the situation now. He's like, oh, Typhoon's got this in hand. He didn't. Typhoon gets a big kick to the back to the back of the head from Crush, which sends him straight into the arms of Yokozuna, and it wasn't for an embrace. It was for a belly-to-belly suplex, and that's end of play for Typhoon. Fucking hell of a match. Really good. 94 was a dark period for the WWF, I think. Weren't it? It was, you know, they weren't exactly in the best position financially, I don't think.
Not financially.
Legal issues they had a couple of years before were still sort of plaguing them a little bit, maybe. They were doing smaller venues, weren't they? Sort of, you know, high school Jimmy type places. They were still in search for that sort of next big superstar, weren't they, after Hogan? You know, was it going to be fucking Lex? Was it going to be Brett? You know, they didn't really have a solid direction, I don't think. But this was fucking bouting. I really like 94, I must admit. I like seeing people that wouldn't normally get the push as well. And yeah, very much like that. I'm 3 for 3 on good ones.
Cool. Yeah. My next one is moving forward to Superstars again, but this time 96. So that now he's the DOA Crush.
Right.
And he's wrestling Aldo Montoya.
Right. I saw that. That was an option for me. I shortlisted first. I go through the lot and shortlist them, and that was on my shortlist. But I wanted different to Crush, you know, and I thought, oh fuck, you know, do I go to another promotion? You know, because I've already done a WWF. I definitely wanted to do a Demolition Crush. So yeah, I'm glad you've done it to fill in the gap.
Yeah. So Crush goes straight on him, like straight away. Boom, just batters the fuck out of him right early on. Puts him in a neck vice, like submission on the floor, like a wear down hold. He lets him get up, but just carries on battering him. Literally, it's all fucking Crush. There is like a little comeback by Aldo where Crush whips him off. Aldo slides through the legs, gives him a few punches, hits a drop kick, fucking hits the ropes, and Aldo comes back with a massive clothesline and fucking Crush bumps as well. Like fucking hell. Crush is down.
Crush had that gimmick tattoo on his head then.
Yeah. Crush bumps, then he hits the ropes again, but Crush is up and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Back in control.
Loves that.
Eh?
He likes them, doesn't
Yeah, yeah, really good. Then when he gets up from the tilt wheel, he literally grabs him by the fucking head with like one hand and just like throws him like over the top rope to the outside. Like fucking hell, like just got rid of him like that. But he goes outside with him, gives him a line on the outside, and fucking Older Montoya takes one of them fucking like Marty Jannetty bumps, you know, like 360 with a on the outside. Oof. Throws Aldo back in the ring, more heat. Boom, boom, boom. Gives him a hard buckle, then a shoulder breaker, one of them fuckers from above his head, and then boom, down. And then puts the full Nelson on for the finish. It was a decent match. Possibly the weaker of the four, but still fucking nothing wrong with it. And yeah, beats him with a full Nelson finish. And that, yeah, like I say, it was decent. It was generally one-sided. But I quite enjoyed it, to be fair. I do like a squash match here and there, and that was
I like watching the squash matches for some of these people that we do as well, because it proper gets to showcase them. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, it showcases what they do rather than you know, a competitive match would. But yeah, you know, sometimes I think, is it a waste of watching a match do it like that? Should I watch something more competitive? And then I think, well, no, because you're going to get just as much in that 3 minutes than you would 20 minutes of a fucking competitive one. My last one is probably my weakest one, but again, still not bad in any way at all. 27th of October 2001, from the Heartland Wrestling Association versus Steve Bradley. This is the first round of the Heartland Wrestling Association Heavyweight Championship Tournament. They used to film it from the Davis Arena where OVW came from, the old Davis Arena, not where they are now, like the old one. The announcement says that Brian Adams is representing WCW, so there's a bit of a WCW Heartland Wrestling kind of feud going on here, because obviously these dudes were sent from WWF, but they were still known for their WCW time, right? And he's against Who's Your Daddy, Steve Bradley. Les Thatcher is the commentator, with some other guy that I didn't get the name of. But Les Thatcher's fucking a god to me. Always around that sort of southeastern area. He commentated on the American HWA TV when they started in Kentucky. He did the commentary for that. Right, so right off the start, Brian Adams chokes Steve Bradley in the corner. Steve Bradley fires back with a shitload of kicks. There's a waistlock roll-up attempt on Brian Adams. Adams holds on. Bradley takes the bump and then a super kick from Brian Adams. There's a short heat on Steve Bradley, but it's still relatively competitive. Like, the heat's very short. The heat's kind of powerful things, you know, because it's a big man, small man kind of shit going on. They name other people on the WCW side. There's Reno, Haku, and Mike Sanders, to name a few. Steve Bradley ducks a line from Brian Adams. Brian Adams catches him on the way back and turns him into a backbreaker. There's a powerbomb attempt, but Steve Bradley... right, so he's got him up here in the powerbomb. Steve Bradley punches him, and fuck knows how, but he sort of rolls over and turns it into a neck breaker. Right good that was. Full Nelson by Brian Adams off the ropes, turns it into a full Nelson slam. Now, as he was slamming him, Steve Bradley's feet catch the referee, so the ref's taking a bump. Mike Sanders comes to the ring with a chair. Now, remember, Mike Sanders is Team WCW here, right? So he's got the chair, throws the chair in the ring. Mike Sanders grabs hold of Steve Bradley. Brian Adams goes to swing the chair. Steve Bradley moves out the way, but he manages to stop just before he hits Mike Sanders and goes, fucking too clever for that shit. Fucking Bradley then, Brian Adams swings at Steve Bradley, but Steve Bradley moves. He's like, too clever for that shit. Then fucking Steve Bradley pals Brian Adams, which makes him fucking stagger and swing the chair, which nails Mike Sanders. A really fucking long-winded way to go about basically just a move and a smack, like, but it was really well done to get to that point unexpectedly, and then Steve Bradley rolls old Crush up then for the win. The least enjoyable of the three, but still enjoyable. To say it's the least of the three is fucking harsh, because I really enjoyed the other three. So yeah, Bouting fucking every match a winner in my opinion.
Well, that sounds all right. My last match, well, here we go on. I thought this was going to be right good. It was good until the finish, but it was WCW 98. So,
Enough said.
I think it's 3rd of February 98 Nitro against Bret Hart. I was like, I'm going to enjoy this one. And I did until the finish. So, fucking jump start by Adams. Bret's not even taking his jacket off yet. He's just beating the fuck out of him. Gives him like a fucking, whips him into the buckle, gives him like a gorilla press, but fuck me. Like, he's got him as a gorilla press. I thought he was going to gorilla press slam him. Drops him on his fucking knee from up there. So it's like a backbreaker, but from a gorilla press thing. Oh, fuck me. I know. I was like, oh. Anyway, yeah. Fucking Bret powders out the ring there. He like rolls out the ring, but I probably would have as well, to be fair. Heat by Adams all over the fucking place. Outside the ring. Bret blocks like the ring post, like the head into the ring post, gives Adams it on the outside. Boom. Bret's in control now. Bret throws him into the steps, fucking outside, then rolls him back in the ring. Bret's in control now. Russian leg sweep. Adams switches a whip, throws a line, but Bret ducks it, then comes back with a line of his own. Boom. Backbreaker by Bret. Second rope elbow, but fucking Adams sticks his boot up, so Bret like stops and catches his foot, like midair, then fucking goes for the goes for the sharpshooter, but Adams gets to the ropes. Bret just gives him the headbutt in the abs at that point. Bret's in control. Then Adams switches the whip. Bret reverses a hip toss, but then Adams blocks Bret's attempt at the hip toss, then gives him like the short clothesline, you know what I mean? So he blocks it, reverse, and boom, gives him a line. So Bret's down from that. Standing tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, so he's not even a running one. He just picks him up and does the fucking tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there on the spot.
Beastly strong, wasn't
he? He was crazy. I remember, I can't remember what fucking program it was. It might have been WCW or WWF. I can't remember. And I can't remember who was commentating. It might have been fucking JR or something, but he was saying how like much fucking Bryan Adams would bench press in the fucking, in the gym. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, I'm sure they might have exaggerated, but he was legitimately fucking a very strong dude. Like,
made it look so easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even if you're doing like, if you're lifting someone in a total will slam, there's only so much that guy can do. You need to be fucking,
They can only help getting off the ground. Once they're up there, here, innit?
And like they can't help you if you've got them up and you're fucking pressing them like that. There's nothing they can do to, you know what I mean? It's your strength.
There's nothing to post off, is there?
Yeah. It's not like they've got fucking bits of string pulling them up. You know what I mean? So yeah, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Bret switches a whip to the corner, but then runs into a big boot by Adams. So as Bret's selling on the floor, Adams removes the turnbuckle pad in the corner. Goes to ram Bret in. Bret blocks it like they did outside the ring. Rams Adams' head into it. Hits the sharpshooter. Applies the sharpshooter. And then it looks like he's going to tap out. And then Kurt Hennig runs in from the NWO because he's like NWO as well. And then there's a big DQ finish. And it's like, I understand the thing with the NWO, but like, they didn't have to have every single fucking match like the same.
That drained it for me. It was too much. That's what drained things for me. There was too much NWO. It was every
And
match. You know what I mean?
people, like, I've wrote here as well, like, it's Brian Adams against Brett. Brett had only been there probably 2 or 3 months. Like, really, I think he debuted as the ref in December. This was like February, March, whatever. Like, and people always say like they never really used Brett that well, but like, what harm would it done for Brett to go over in this situation? Like, you know what I mean? With all due respect to like Brian Adams, a singles match, just have a fucking singles match. Brett going over, boom. It is really that simple. But they can't have him going over Brian Adams, who obviously wasn't on the fucking main event level. It made no sense to me. Like, just it
weakens people more than help it. It doesn't aid the NWO situation. It just weakens Brian Adams. I think, weakens Brett. Like, if Brett's got no momentum at all going into a match because he's not beaten any fucker, what hope has he got against that main event person? Fuck all, is he? He's got to beat someone to get to that point.
They had him fucking. I remember they had him losing to fucking. He said, I remember him saying he never said no to Eric Bischoff until one day he's like, he goes to Nitro and Bischoff's like, tonight we've got Van Hammer going over on you. He's like, huh? Like, it's just like, I don't get it. Like I don't understand like people's thinking sometimes. I mean, it's easy to sit here and like criticize, but some things you have to just wonder like what was going through people's heads. Like,
it's all in hindsight, though, isn't it? I mean, at the time, it might have been like everything was so much different because they were in that situation at the time, and it might have been a great idea at the time. It's only now, looking back, that you realise, because we know the end result, that what a load of shit it was. But when you said Brian Adams, I was fucking dubious, but I proper loved it. Really enjoyed these.
Yeah, I did as well. To be fair, they were all right.
It's rare that I watch all four and all four are banging. So, and I didn't expect that from fucking Crush, to be honest. So, very pleased. Wednesday, AWF. The American Wrestling Federation with European rounds. Friday, the Bushwhackers / Sheepherders. I've chosen those matches already. Fucking bouters. Probably looking forward to them. Means it's my pick for next Monday. Now, I put a lot of fucking thought into this. I don't even know if we've brought him up in conversation, but I've got his book. I love his shoot interviews and that. We could listen to him talk for hours. A great wrestler, but more than that, I mean, he's probably more well known for being a trainer than a wrestler. But, some of the people that are watched on WWE today, he's responsible for. Rip Rogers.
That'll be really good.
There's not a lot of places he ain't been, and there's not a lot of shit that he ain't done. There's not a lot of people he ain't wrestled. And someone that I fucking respect so fucking highly for being at that, I suppose, what's the word, sort of upper, lower level. But he's happy to be there, and he does a fucking good job of doing it. And, he's never taken himself too seriously. That's what I've gauged from the interviews and the book and stuff. He's never give a shit about putting people over because he's got paid for it, so why not? And it's kept him constantly in work, and he's so well respected. All these years later, after being away from the ring, he's still a trainer at OVW and stuff. And fucking Rip Rogers. Can't go far. AWF Bushwhackers and Rip Rogers takes us to next Monday. We'll see you on Wednesday for the American Wrestling Federation with European rounds.